Hey, this is Matt Cox, and I'm with Juan, and we are going over what do you call them? Just comments or fan comments? Fan questions. Fan questions.
Do you call them fans? Let's start with that.
Okay, I don't call anybody.
Fans.
Okay.
You're a little arrogant, bro. I don't think they're fans. They're followers or subs is what you told me they were called.
Yeah, but we don't know.
That's
if these
offensive?
Are subscribed. I don't know if it's offensive or not. Look, people are calling them fans. Whatever.
I know they're fans. My fans.
No,
they're your followers.
Okay, so these are Juan's fans have asked questions that they want Juan and I to answer, and here are the questions.
Yes. Before we go any further,
Yes.
I need your eyes to tell me with or without. All right? I'm blind. So is he, but he's in denial.
Well, your age is not blind. It's just age.
Yeah. Have you ever heard of a scam of which you thought, fuck, I came up with this first, I just didn't do it? Dude,
Like what? What? I don't.
have you ever, like when you were in prison, did you ever hear of somebody pulling a scam and you thought, man, I wish I would have done that scam instead of the scam that I pulled? I mean, I'm trying to think. I watched the movies.
I liked.
See, I don't do the petty crimes. I don't do like the credit card, like identity theft. Like I'm gonna go buy some stuff in Macy's and sell it for half. That to me is petty.
Like to me, the like Ponzi schemes. You know, like I could see doing a Ponzi scheme, but I think the problem with Ponzi schemes is like everybody I ever met, they would do a Ponzi scheme, but they'd like do it in their own name. Does that make sense? Like it's like stupid. It's like you did it in your own name. Like, you know, like so I've always thought, you know, how easy it would be to set up a Ponzi scheme where you did it completely. The whole Ponzi scheme was like you set it up in a fake name, fake everything. Like if you have an exit strategy when you go in, you could really pull off a great Ponzi scheme. But to me, I think that I've got a better scheme.
There has to be a way to pull a Ponzi scheme. Like
and just walk away.
Listen, I was
crypto.
watching a special. Well, crypto. I was thinking more like Herbalife. I mean,
Yeah, but that's the like multimedia,
multi-level stuff. You saw all these fat women wearing a pin saying, "Ask me how I lost weight," and you're like, "Dude, how much did you weigh before you started Herbalife?" But that was a Ponzi scheme, and they got actually exposed in the New York Stock Exchange, and dude, they made it through. Carl Icahn came out, and he was just like There's a good documentary on that. That was a solid Ponzi scheme. That's a scam that I wish I could pull. A legal scam.
It's legal. It's not a Ponzi scheme. You're thinking you're thinking pyramid, not Ponzi. Ponzi,
Yeah,
is a
pyramid,
pyramid scam.
Yeah.
Pyramid scheme. But anyway,
So I don't know. I think a scam is a scam. The operating principle of a scam is the same, which is I'm gonna persuade you into giving me your money for something that is not real.
yeah.
You know?
So that one's no. That one's kind of a no. So what's the next one?
That's a lame question. Whoever
Yeah.
sent it, stop sending
Yeah,
this shit.
stop. Yeah, that was done.
For both of you guys, what was the most difficult time in prison or jail? Oh, that's an easy for me. And the best time. Stories will be great from both, not just you, Matt.
Wow, that hurt.
I know. Well, Marco,
Doesn't say
he
let
doesn't shut up.
Juan
one
talk.
speak.
Yeah.
LOL. Love you guys.
So what was your worst time?
Dude, my kids, bro. My kids' visits were like horrendous. It was just... I read a book that says that the longest walk in prison is from the visitation room back to your unit. And I know for you, your mom's visits, you sit there and you put a good face and you laugh and you make jokes, but then you come back and, dude, I remember I used to lay down and just sleep the rest of the day. So that sucked. That and the shower rapings, no, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Well, you get used to it.
Yeah. First time is rape. Second time is just making love. No. But
Connor just shakes his head. He's just like, Jesus, these guys.
No. But that was, dude. But best times
It's not rape if they light some candles and put on some soft music.
Listen, I used to tell them, you know what? Can we at least cuddle afterward so I don't feel used? And best times, dude. This is a sad part about prison. I have a lot of good stories in prison.
Yeah.
I had a great Christmas 2 years before I got out, and we cooked and we played music, and it was just, I remember laughing until, I was crying, laughing, cracking jokes and talking about the streets and what we did outside. Dude, I mean, movie nights, we had movies, by the way, on, what was it, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday? Friday, Saturday, and Sundays, we have the institutional movies.
Yeah.
So there were some movies that were really cool. We'll make pizza and kind of hang out.
Too. Wednesday, it was like Wednesday, Friday.
Wednesdays was
Wednesday,
like the preview
Friday,
of the movies.
Yeah, you got to see like they did like one. Then
You
they
got
would
to
start
see that.
running them.
I mean, I think it's like captivity. You make the best out of it.
Yeah, people like, oh, I can't do this. They're gonna make you do it, and you're gonna make the best of it, or you're gonna walk around bitching the whole time and make your time and everybody else's time more miserable.
I mean, I used to see Matt on the compound, and we would be like, dude, I think I can pull it off. This is what I would do if I got out. I will do it this way, and I will do it that way, and I'll be like, yeah, man, and I will do this, and I will do that. So we will plan these like super elaborate crimes, and then we'll be like, oh, we're done. All right, bye.
Yeah,
we knew we weren't gonna commit that crime, but are you gonna do a video about the Tinder swindler? We just did.
Wait a minute. What? I didn't answer.
What was your worst part?
The worst one was my mom.
I-
Obviously, coming to see my mom. The visits with my mom. That's always horrible.
She used to go every week too.
Yeah,
almost every week.
Well, at one point when I first got locked up, you could pretty much go every week, but then it ended up every 2 weeks.
Were you there when they changed the visitation outfits to yellow, to bright yellow?
Oh yeah. That lasted about 2 months, and then they
went back
that.
to yeah.
They can't maintain anything. Oh no, that lasted months and months, didn't it?
I was transferred shortly after that,
Yeah,
but
maybe
I
3 or
remember
4
the warden
months.
was like, let's see how many of you guys go now to visit wearing yellow. I was like, I don't give a fuck.
Nobody cares what
I look like Big Bird. Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
You know?
So otherwise, he's saying like they put you in a yellow jumper, but otherwise you could wear your prison greens. Most prisons have they have the khaki, but we had greens in Coleman. So I'd say the best time, like I have tons of best times. Playing Risk.
I was just gonna say playing Risk.
Yeah, talking with Pete, talking with you. The pranks I would pull on people when I wrote that.
Oh my God, the Puerto Rican memo.
The Puerto Rican memo I wrote, hilarious. I wrote Connor doesn't know this. I actually wrote a memo that looked like an article. In the New York Times, it said that Trump had signed an executive order that was rescinding all Puerto Rican citizenship if they had a felony and sending them back to the island.
No, we're getting deported back to Puerto Rico.
Deported after they served their sentence, or if they had a felony and they were Puerto Rican, they all had to go back to the island.
Dude,
They
people
were going
freaking
nuts,
You don't
bro.
understand. I cannot go back to Puerto Rico, bro. They'll kill me over there.
I told on people, and he's like, "Oh man, that's tough, bro. I don't know what you're gonna do. We're gonna have to file something." I mean,
That's ridiculous.
I was telling you need to come up with a dummy motion where you can file the motion and charge them like $150 a piece. You would have so much money.
Listen, even the meetings with Frank Amadeo were freaking hilarious. Those were good times.
Yeah. So what's the next one? Go ahead.
I gotta remember Frank. Frank Amadeo. We talked about him all the time in the podcast, and when he first got to prison, he started doing criminal paperwork. Remember?
Yeah.
And he fucked up so many cases, bro. Eventually, he got really good at it. But I remember Matt and I saying,
You gotta break some eggs.
Matt and I saying, well, after you fuck about 1,000 people out of time, eventually you get one right and you figure it out. And he did figure it out.
He did.
Yeah. A couple of guys may have gotten more time than they did have before, but listen, somebody's got to pay for the college education. Can you break down what databases are used to track financial crimes and criminals? What transactions cost, throw flags, crime is being committed? Are you trying to tell me how to... Listen, every transaction throws a flag. Let me tell you what throws a flag. The database is called your best fucking friend, who you told that you're committing the financial crime. So
yeah, I don't even really understand the question. But anyway, let's move on.
But
Not a
don't
great
commit the crime. Don't commit the crime. Hi, my name is Juan Sanchez, and you know me from Matthew Cox podcast. I'm reaching out to you right now so you can go to his Patreon account and sponsor one of his 3 tiers he has. The first tier will give you a thank you text from him. The second tier will give you access to all of his videos, including the ones that I'm in, full length. Sorry. The third tier includes all of that, plus one of these wonderful collectible paintings. Listen, I know there is hungry children in Africa. I know there is people starving in South America. But we need to help Matthew Cox, his cause. Please support him, go to Patreon, and help him help me help you. What is your problem with drug addicts when running a con? I ran several cons during active addiction and never was caught. Kudos to you.
I don't have it.
I don't
Like
have
I
an
didn't
issue.
have. I didn't. I first of all, I wasn't a drug addict, and two, I didn't. Everybody I dealt with was a professional. Like they weren't drug addicts. I didn't deal with any drug addicts, so I don't really understand that. Now Zach had a ton of people that he dealt with a ton of drug addicts because he was basically hiring like crash test dummies. He'd go into the bank, give them this ID, open an account, tell them this, tell them that, and then send this guy who's like a heroin addict or a crackhead into the bank going, yeah, my name is such and such. And he'd give him the ID and he's scratching. I got to open an account. And so it's like they'd come out or they go cash a check, come out with like $8,000. And then they're supposed to come back to the car, give him $6,000, take $2,000, go to the next bank. By the end of the day, they'd have $20,000. Instead, they walk out with $8,000, look up, see Zach, and go,
And take off running.
boom, and take off running. And he's like,
A lot of people that
You
did
couldn't-
Medicare fraud did the same thing.
you couldn't wait 3 more hours to get 20,000. You took off with 8.
Yeah. Pill mills do the same thing too with the prescription drugs where they were coming in and then they were getting like selling them or whatever
Yeah.
it was a scam. Then these addicts will just take off with whatever money they had.
Yeah.
So I don't have an issue with addicts pulling cons. I have an issue with people pulling cons to buy drugs. But if you're pulling the cons for a bigger cause, like
No, I think there's
women and trips, why
yeah,
not?
totally different. I think he's saying like having to deal with drug addicts, or if you're a drug addict, or if you know drug addicts that have messed up. But anyway, next. That's
I never dealt with drug addicts when I was pulling cons because,
No,
their
I don't-
addiction will take the best of them.
I don't deal with drug addicts. It's just in general. They're
Yeah.
just unreliable.
What is the best motor con with the exception of calling, emailing, and tricking older people, idiots, out of money? I mean, isn't that... So pulling a con is like baking a cake. You need certain ingredients on them, That's like asking me, what would be the best recipe for a chocolate cake, but without chocolate? Dude, you cannot make a cake. You cannot pull a con without stupid people. It's impossible. It's virtually impossible because their victims tend to be people that don't do their research or that they have these super optimistic expectations, 20% return, that kind of stuff,
Right. Yeah.
Now, is it easier to pull the con now? Would you say it's easier, Matt, to pull a con now?
To pull a con now, I think it's much easier now. Much easier. People are used to dealing and sending money to people that they never see. Like that they don't research, or even setting up a fake person and a fake persona. Like it's not difficult to set up a fake.
What did I hear? Synthetic identity.
Synthetic identity. But I'm saying not just that, but like you can set up fake Instagram accounts, fake,
my God.
all kinds of fake accounts to back up whoever you are. Like the Tinder swindler, where we just went over that.
Yeah.
Thing. This he basically said I'm the son of a diamond baron or whatever mogul, and I'm his son, and I work in his company, and we do this and we do that, and then he basically had an Instagram account and
with that info.
Yeah, with the same Facebook, Instagram, and he had a couple of you can place a couple dummy ads, and now when they go to research you, like everything looks totally legit. It's very surface, but it's legit. So you can very quickly create a false persona to back up anything you need backed up on the internet. Not just that, and get people to send you money. That people send money all the time, never seeing someone, never doing any research.
And
they're
that's
used to it.
Crazy. That's the part that people don't understand. You had to show up to pull your con.
Yeah, I had to show up.
You had to be there in person.
Or
to pull your con.
somebody
had to show up. But there had to be a human walking in to that
At
bank.
some point.
At some point. I had to show up. Listen, pulling my crime took a lot of work, and I had to be there and I had to put the hours. Now, with the internet, you can portray to be a woman. And you're not a woman. You can portray to be any race.
You can open up a bank account online. You don't have to go in the bank. You can
know,
close
that's
real estate
crazy,
transactions. You don't have to be in person. You can sell your house to a company in California, and you're in Florida, and they've never seen the house.
My daughter is in real estate, and when we were talking about it the other day, and she goes, "Oh yeah, he's overseas, but he's closing with a remote notary."
Yeah,
and I'm like,
remote.
What is that? Yeah. Oh, they're online, and they just like the guy show his ID like. Oh, okay. Then you are who you say you are. Yeah. Clock, clock. Notarized. I said, oh my God.
Yeah, that's the whole
The
transaction.
kind of shit that I would have pulled with that stuff.
Good times.
Yeah. Yeah, I would have gone 150 years. Then I would have had to snitch on a lot more people.
Yeah, a lot of people would have had to go down.
That's the part of the video that people go, "Ugh," they cringe when they hear that.
Yeah, all the gangsters
I know,
that
right?
work at Walmart.
Oh, yeah, they're badass. What is Juan doing now? And how does he plan to get newly rich?
Nice. I like that one. How did newly rich?
Newly rich. All right. What am I doing now? I'm still waiting for a work permit, believe it or not. 14 months out of prison, they still trying to figure out if I should work or not. So I don't have a work permit. I don't have a driver license. Basically, I scoot my way around the world trying to figure out what to do for money. I have stopped performing sexual favors for money because I was not getting paid. No, I'm just kidding.
No, he's still performing.
Yeah, but now it's not as a hustle. What is the plan?
It's not a
to
hustle
get
if you
newly
love
rich?
it. It's not a hustle.
I'm just gay for the stay, like the people in prison. Newly rich. I don't know exactly what I'm gonna do to get newly rich, but I'll tell you what, it will definitely involve the internet. I think internet marketing. Dude, I'm fascinated by the internet. Fascinated, and I think there's a lot of information. People are so caught up with the new information that they forgot the fundamentals of things. So I don't know. I think that definitely the internet is gonna be.
Do you think real estate related, finance related?
Finance related, bro. Product related. I think I'm a Shark Tank junkie. So I watch Shark Tank all the time, and I see these people coming out with this product. And by the way, have you had this thing called kombucha?
I've heard the term. I don't know what that is.
It's prison hooch, but in a can.
Okay.
All right. So this lady developed a system how to make kombucha, and she sells you the kit, which is basically prison hooch.
Yeah. Okay.
She's making $3 million a year. She started with $800, and I'm sitting there going, "Oh my God, I can't believe people are buying a kit on how to make prison hooch." So I don't know. I have to sell something online, and it cannot be my body. So I will figure it out. No. But I'll tell you what, you will be a big part of me becoming rich. Just kidding. You won't be. The scam that made you feel worse after. We just talked about this.
Yeah.
Do you feel bad about any of the scams you pull, Matthew Cox?
No. Not really, no.
I don't either. And I told my therapist, and he said, it's okay. It will come with time. And I'm like, I don't know, because I've been in therapy for a year, and I just don't seem to feel remorse. Like,
what's there to feel remorse for? It's not like I.
So you still think that these people should have?
What people?
Dude, are we gonna have this talk again? So you took people's homes.
Oh, that.
Those people, the one that had to hire an attorney to get their homes back.
But they didn't have to hire an attorney to get their home back. Or they never lost their home. Okay.
They had to pay $20,000 together to
they
save
had to
their
pay
home.
$10,000 to an attorney, and he got it back for him. And he was a rich doctor, and I feel bad about that.
Yeah. I don't feel bad. Yeah, man. It's and this is part of this is something that people don't understand, because that's when I lose people in the conversation. When I start talking about my crime and stuff, and they're like, "And do you feel bad?" And I'm like, "No, I don't. And they're like, "Oh, so you will do it again?" And I'm like, "No, it doesn't mean that I will do it again."
No, yeah.
But I don't feel bad about these people.
No, I don't lose sleep. I'm
more like a shit happens kind of guy.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, you lost your life savings. Shit happens, So to answer your question,
you're losing all your fans right now. All these people think he's so great. They're like, "Wow, scumbag."
I don't have. That was me back then. The scam that made me feel the worst after. No, but then again, I can't justify it. I was gonna say, but then again, I didn't take from children or whatever, but it's not true. I didn't take from children. I don't know.
What's this one? Is there another one?
Do an update on Zach. Well, he's still black.
Oh my God! See,
last time we checked.
That's gonna get me a bunch of racist comments.
By the way, we did a video review on Dave Ramsey. Because we wanted to switch it up a little bit.
Yeah.
You're always beating on the black guy, Kevo, whatever.
On Kevo.
And I read one of the posts today, and the guy's like, "Oh, you're just picking on him because he's white." And I'm like, "Are you fucking kidding me?"
I'm white.
Do we need a an Asian guy to pick on? Please give us a name. How about a midget? Is there a midget I think they're called short people now.
They're not midgets anymore, bro.
What are they? Little people?
Little people.
I'm going to throw a curveball here to get this thing spiced up. I know you like those. I know Connor likes when I throw these curveballs. How about, and this is a delicate topic, so some discretion is advised.
When are you going to do your channel so you can say fucked up shit on your own channel?
I will. I got Connor to maybe help me with that. But how about when you get out of prison and you meet that woman that is going to pop your cherry for the second time? Because one thing you don't know is 8.5 years in my case, 13 on this guy's case. I think so. I don't know. Maybe he had sex in prison. I don't know. But he was in RDAP.
I was alone.
Yeah, he was in RDAP. But 8.5 years without having sex, you're a virgin again.
Oh, yeah.
So in my case, so you come out and you're like that 15-year-old, like super gung-ho, like, it's going to happen. And then the moment arises, and the difference between you at 47 when I got out and you at 15 is, at 15, it doesn't matter who you have in front of you. That bad boy is working. After 8.5 years, sadness.
The nerves.
Bro.
Pushing rope.
Is
Pushing rope.
Yeah. It's I know everybody, and nobody asked this question. Everybody has the same question when you're talking to them. Bro, let me ask you, when you got out of prison, how was the first time you had sex? And I would tell them,
that's a good.
It was
good. This is a clip.
It was.
This is a clip.
Now it's a show.